I'm ready. Are you ready?
All right, ZestFesters, here we go. It's our first celebrity chef stage cooking demonstration of ZestFest 2016. Who in here went to school? Did everybody go to school? Most everybody. I thought there'd be a couple of you that would. Whose favorite subject was recess? Yeah, everybody. Every night, in chorus, band, some newspaper, something like that. Nothing academic. English, no. The man before you right now did not attend culinary school at all. He got his degree in chemistry, my least favorite subject. But Chef Peter Mollett will tell you how making homemade happen the healthy way, MSG-free, gluten-free, all healthy cooking, but making that good food at home. That's what he does at Smokin' Texas Gourmet, and he's going to tell you how to do that right now. Would you please welcome Chef Peter Mollett?
Thank you. Thank you. So, food is chemistry. There's a lot about food that is very chemical, obviously. Not synthetic chemicals, but natural chemicals. A good example are glutamates. Natural glutamates are very prevalent in items like roasted tomatoes, sea items, things that come out of the ocean, mushrooms, things of that nature. It's kind of called the umami effect, okay? So we want products that have a lot of natural glutamates because they taste good. Well, a long time ago, the Japanese found that they had these products and they tasted very delicious, but they didn't fit in one of your 4 flavor profiles that you're familiar with. Sweet, salty, savory, right, and bitter. So they called it umami. And umami means taste very good. Little story about that, the food scientists figured out that those had glutamates and that's what made it taste good. So scientists said, we can do something really cool here. We can make it synthetically. Hence they made MSG, monosodium glutamate. Not the best for you. So I take all of the synthetic glutamates out of products and substitute natural glutamates. So a lot of our products like our Yummy sauce, I don't have it up here, but we have it at our booth. It's an umami sauce. Very, very good. So a little story about glutamates since he mentioned about being MSG and also gluten-free. Okay, first things first. I always like to start out with a drink. What chef doesn't like to drink, right? So they always drink while they cook. We happen to have a beverage mixer here that I developed. It's all natural juices, only 35 calories, sweetened with organic agave, stuff like this, okay? And it's got hibiscus in it. So we also like a little bit of heat. So I'm gonna dump this water out real quick in my mixer. And we are going to make a jalapeno apple martini. Does that sound good or not? Yeah? Someone likes martinis. So what we're going to do, and I have the recipes down there, we're going to take 3 or 4 slices of green apple, throw it in there. Lil Gem candied jalapenos, which we sell at our booth. We're going to put 3 or 4 of those in there with a little juice, like that. We want to put a little bit of organic agave in there, if I can get it open. About a 1/2 ounce. And now we want to put the good stuff. Well, we'll put a little Votu in it first. About 1 ounce. I'm going to make a little bit more. A couple ounces there on that. And then we're going to use a premium tequila, like this one. You can make this with vodka. It's very, very good with vodka. And this product, Tequine, is a cucumber lime liqueur. It's made here in Texas. So is Tito's, by the way, vodka. And I think this is Big Springs. We'll put a little bit of that in there. And we're going to muddle it all together. Muddler. So we're going to press it all together like that. Get it nice and mixed up. Throw some ice in it. Get it nice and cold. Put the shaker back on and shake the heck out of it for a while, like 45 times or so. These are our chilled martini glasses. Everyone should have these at home, right? And then we're going to strain this. And in this case, we're going to double strain it. Well, maybe not. Don't need to. So I need a taster. Oh, okay, you can't come up here, so I'm going to meet you around there. Would you give this to that lady for me? Thank you. She's coming around. She's going to let you have a little taste. Yep. And you're going to tell us how it is. I better taste it first. It's got sweetness. It's got the jalapeno in it. Gives you a little bit of heat. Excellent martini. What do you think? Very crisp? Cool. So, you don't have to go out to make a fancy drink. That's the whole message here. Few little items. You can pass that around if people want to drink after you. Okay, making homemade happen. How many of you buy hamburger meat? How many buy ground chicken, ground turkey, all that stuff? Okay? How many of you have heard about all the bad processing that goes into it? The pink slime, all this and that, okay? I don't know about you guys, but I like making my own hamburgers. I know what goes in them. And I'm going to show you how to do it real quick, okay? It's not hard at all. All you need is a standard mixer with an attachment on it that will, a grinding attachment. So what we're going to do real quick here, I'm going to put my gloves on. And what's really nice about this is you can make your own mixture up. So you can grind and regrind together. So I've got some really great beef here. It's a kind of like a chuck roast off the rib side. And you can see it's relatively lean, but you can make it as fatty as you want. See the fat on there? You can take it off or you can leave it on. So we're going to cut a little bit of this up. We're going to leave a little bit of fat on. And I need to make enough here for us to have. And if you want it fattier, you can make it fattier. I'll cut a little bit of that off. And we're going to turn this grinder on. And we're just going to put it in here, and hopefully it won't come out splashing you. And that is all there is to it. We'll put some more in there. Whoa! Came out of the socket. We'll put it back in there. You don't need a $800-900 machine to do this. There we go. Now, once you grind this, if you want to grind in herbs and different things like that, just take it and put it back through, and it'll mix it all together, or you can mix it right in here. So that is all there is to it. And if this is not fatty enough for you, okay, this is probably about 10% fat in here, you can add fat to it. Just take it right off your meat, okay? So I've got some here, and this is what we're going to make our burgers out of. So let me turn some heat on here and get everything really nice and hot. One of the things that I really enjoy doing is, again, making homemade happen, is herb oil, okay? A lot of you people use herbs all the time, and you buy enough of them where a lot of them go bad. So this herb oil is about half and half olive oil and avocado oil. And again, I've got the recipe over there. And it's got garlic in it, it's got all different kinds of herbs in it, and you just let it set, okay? And it really gets a lot of bouquet to it. Next time you go to the store and you buy herbs and you use them for cooking, you can go ahead and take what's left, rather than throwing it away, just using it, and the herbs, chopping them up and putting them in here. So we're going to put a little herb oil in this pan. Like that. It's going to be for our burgers. We're going to grill our burgers on here. And we'll let that heat up a little bit. Now, the one thing I haven't showed you yet is how are we going to make these burgers? You can go to Williams-Sonoma, Target, or someplace and get a little device like this, okay, to make your little sliders. And all we're going to do is we're going to take some meat, put it on the board here. We're going to flatten it out to, let me move this over here, to whatever size we want. And we're going to take this and just cut it out. And hence, we got a small little slider. Do that again. We do that with beef, chicken. So I've got some chicken here. Now notice I'm handling beef and chicken together. A lot of people will say, but what really matters is what am I going to do with this beef and chicken? If I'm going to put it in a refrigerator, I've contaminated potentially the beef, okay? And that's not good. But if I'm going to cook it right away, like we're going to do here, it won't hurt anything because you're going to cook the bacteria out of it anyway. So we're going to do a couple of these. Now this chicken, you'll notice, has green stuff in it. Chicken can be very bland. We're going to season it, but I put chopped cilantro in it. It makes for a very nice burger. You can put some pepper sauce or something of that nature in it. Take that out. So now we've got a couple burgers. Now, for these sliders, we want to put, move this around a little bit. For these sliders, we're going to also do some caramelized onions. And I want to see if this is hot. And what I've done is I've got some butter in here, a little bit of butter. We're going to put some herb oil in it, like that. And we're going to heat it up real hot. At the same time, I've got some herb oil in here. And to go with this dish, with the sliders, we're going to have some, what I like calling fried baked round potatoes, which is what we're going to do in here. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. So this is starting to cook. We've julienned some onions. We're going to get those caramelizing, get them real hot. Now the caramelized onions, you want to go ahead and season a little bit. We're going to season them with a little bit of garlic, salt, and pepper. The garlic, salt, and pepper we make, we sell quite a bit of it to different restaurants and companies. And it will help cut your sodium level by 2/3 because we actually grind together garlic, salt, and pepper. Okay, have that going. We're going to go ahead and put the burgers on. This is the chicken. Put a little bit of, actually take my glove off here. A little dry rub seasoning we're going to put on top of it. You don't want it to be bland. So we have the hamburgers going, we've got the onions going, we've got potato rounds cut. We're going to do those in a moment. The herb oil, I keep it right on my stove all the time. As long as it doesn't have a lot of heat to it and under direct sunlight, it won't go bad. You just keep adding to it. When you get low, like it's starting to get a little low now, I'll take another couple cups of olive oil, another couple cups of avocado oil, and put in there. I use avocado oil, by the way, because it's got a higher heat point, higher temperature. So it's not going to burn on you as much as other vegetable oils. So some of the other vegetable oils are very high on saturated fatty acids. So we're going to flip that one over a little bit. Make sure these get cooked really well. We're going to season this side a little bit since I didn't season them beforehand. I'm going to take a sip of my drink.
If anybody has any questions for Chef Peter Mollett, just raise your hand. We'll bring the microphone over to you. God, smells. You guys smell that? That smells incredible. Uh-oh, Chef, your martini tester has a question. How strong was that drink? This may not end well.
Where can you find the avocado oil?
Actually, Costco sells it. They have it. You can get it at Central Market. I'm sure some of the other stores get it and have it. So we're going to do these little baked potato rounds here. My grandkids love these potatoes. They call them Opa potatoes. I'm German, so Opa is the German name for grandfather. So every time they come over, they want Opa potatoes. Okay, these onions are starting to caramelize. Actually, I'm going to put a few on this hot plate right here. See if we can get them going a little bit more.
Chef, can you go through one more time how you made the potatoes to get them into the state before you dropped them in the oil?
Sure. I baked a potato, okay? And this is great for leftover baked potatoes. And all I did was, when it's cold, cut them in rounds and then put them in the herb oil and season them afterwards, okay? So we'll season them with a little bit of garlic, salt, and pepper. And it's almost like a chip, but it's thicker. And baked potatoes, the reason I like using baked potatoes for it is, rather than raw potatoes, is why? Anyone know? Take a guess. I'm sorry? Sorry, I can't hear you. So, well, not only are they already cooked, but when you already cook them, it gets the moisture out of it. So when you stick them in the oil, you don't have to worry about evaporating or steaming out that moisture. So that is another reason I like to use them. So we got some hot oil here. You can see the potato here. I don't know if you can see that on the screen or not. It's starting to get nice and brown. Well, those onions are caramelized, that's for sure. I'm going to turn that one off. I think that's this one. Okay, so now we've got our chicken about done. The beef is medium rare. We're going to cook it a little bit more. Like that. And what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and top some of these with caramelized onions. Like that. Turn the stove off. You can see the potatoes starting to get nice and brown. Can make potato crisp like this. A lot of different things. Perfect. Okay, so I showed you how to grind meat. If you've got a KitchenAid grinder or KitchenAid mixer, you can buy all kinds of attachments for it, including a grinder. So we know it's very pure. We can mix that with pork. We can mix it with all different kinds of products.
Chef, earlier you mentioned about the salt that you're using with the ground garlic and the lower sodium content. Where can we find that?
You can find that in our booth, Smokin' Texas Gourmet, booth 317, 318 over there. And it's one of our biggest seasoning sellers. I think it's very important to reduce your sodium level wherever you can. So I threw the salt out of my pantry, developed this, and it's roughly a third kosher salt, peppercorns, real peppercorns, and dehydrated garlic. And I have it ground together. And you can see the consistency of it. So you don't have to worry about trying to grind it yourself. I think that's very important, is consistency and making homemade happen. You know, you don't want to use a quarter teaspoon of that, a half teaspoon of this, things of that nature. Okay, so our burgers are done. Our onions are done. We'll move this out of the way. And we're going to plate this. And actually, I've got some chips. So one of the items that we also sell is a jalapeno honey mustard. It uses real honey and uses actually the pickled jalapenos that I make the candied jalapenos out. It takes me 3 days to pickle these and then 2 days to candy them. So this is not hot, but it's very, very tasty. We'll put a little smear on the bottom side of the bun. I like using those technical terms like smear. And then what we're going to do is we're going to plate the burger. One there. One there. chicken. Chicken. And we're going to top that off with the candied jalapenos. We're going to put a little jalapeno on top of it. So we'll put one there. Couple there. Couple there. And we're going to serve that with a little side of potatoes. Like that. Got a few crisp here. You need to make sure you always season. Nothing like bland food. So real quick, like in 30 minutes, we caramelized onions. We took a baked potato and made potato rings out of it, fried potato rings. We did burgers. Of course, if you have more burgers to do, you can do more. And you've got yourself a Super Bowl meal in 30 minutes. And that is what making homemade happen is all about. You don't want to slave or labor in the kitchen forever on that. So we even made a drink in that amount of time. Ground some meat. You can pre-grind. You can season your meat ahead, put it in a refrigerator. Normally when I do something like this, I will do a vegetarian burger. So for instance, a black bean quinoa burger is very, very good. I have some recipes for that. All my recipes are online also. So that's basically sliders for a Super Bowl or for a quick meal. So,
Chef, I don't think we're allowed to say Super Bowl, honestly. I think
we're not allowed to say that?
No, I'm kidding with you. That you should really think about doing this for a living. That looks delicious. It smells fantastic, Chef. How about a big hand for Chef Peter Mollett, everybody? We're going to have some sampling out here at our sampling station in just a second.
Yeah, they're coming out. They're putting it together. Meanwhile, what I'll do is I'll come down there with these. Let's see if anybody wants any of that.
I assume they do. I'll get out of the way.
Does anybody have any questions?
I think they just want to eat, Chef. We do this every year.
Let me bring these down. I'll hand these to our nice young lady. You can't have the plates. Can't have the plates. Those are my special plates. Actually, they're my wife's special plates.
Oh, gosh, that's worse.
Yeah. My wife would give me a hard time. Okay, so vote 2, go try it. It's in the booth right there, 217 or 219. You'll see a big flag or banner that says vote 2. We're sampling it. It's all natural, 35 calories. We've got a myriad of products for you to taste. Pepper sauces, barbecue sauces, salsas. You're going to taste the salsa. We're going to sample the salsa for you. Along with chips, we make our own chips. And why do we make our own chips? Because we want them to be healthy. We use cottonseed oil when we do this. We don't have any salt on them. We use lime citrate on them. They're very, very good. The amount of fat in those is very low. So obviously the sodium level is very low too. So we've got pickled green tomatoes, marinated mushrooms, Italian mushrooms, which you might like. If you're here tomorrow, you're going to see myself and Chef Sebastian Land from Omni Hotel put together another Super Bowl meal. I'm going to do a green Mollett chicken green Mollett, verde. So come again. The place will be packed for that one. Chef Sebastian is going to do roasted pork sliders on a beer bun that they make at the Omni in Fort Worth. So thank you. Anyone have any questions? The recipes are on that table over there also. So I'm sorry? Thank you. Thank you. So if you go around where the black table is, I think that's where they're going to bring the food.
Thanks, everybody. Chef John Bunnell will be on our celebrity chef stage coming up at 3 o'clock. That's always a good time. Good stories, good cooking, good food. It's ZestFest. That's coming up at 3.